Okay, we get a lot of requests from various Rebel owners wondering if there's a way to set things up so they can step the mast by themselves. I want to introduce you to Scott right here. Scott has such a method. He's been doing it for years, so I think he's got it perfected. So, Scott, if you can tell us how you do this.
Hi everybody, I'm Scott. What we've done is we have a couple of bales here that have been attached to the deck, and this is actually part of my vang control system, but these two little bales are the ones that I've been using. So it's a fairly simple setup. What I've done is I've taken a piece of rope, and you can see it's been here for some years now, and taken it, wrapped it around, attached it to the base of my mast. Now this is all mechanical, it's just knotted. You could come up with something different, but the important part is that you attach the butt of the mast somehow to the deck. And what we're going to do is I just take this thing around the mast butt, through those two bales, around the mast butt, and do a little reef knot right there.
Okay,
and that's really all that holds the butt of the mast down. Now, if you can come up with a way to connect the base here to the deck with a single rope or a single piece of hardware, that would do just as well.
Okay, but what you've got here is proven. You've done this for a long time.
Yeah, and it has. It's always worked.
So you've just got those two bales. You tie the line around the butt of the mast
here, the mast step,
and then and up around the mast step.
Yep. And
all right.
Take a knot. It holds pretty well. Now, one of the other little details we have to talk about is the head stay. What we've done is we've taken a line and just made a stopper knot here and taken it through the toggle of the turnbuckle where it connects. We've led that forward through.
Just a second, let me come up here with you.
You bet. Through the two little shackles. We use both of them. You could use one, or you could rig a pulley, which we do on another boat that we own. But we take that line through, and then we run it aft again here to the deck, to a cleat just like the one on the other side here. Basically, we've got a cam cleat that is part of our vang rig. But this could be any kind of cleat. It could be a horn cleat, just anything that you could attach this line to and make it off once we have the mast up.
Okay, so that now once you raise this by yourself, you need that line where you can get at it.
I pull this line through, and then actually...
And then the cleat's important because you have to cleat it there because that's what's holding the mast up.
Precisely.
Okay.
So,
we got her.
A couple other little details before we go up with the mast. Soren. Sorry. You want to make sure that your side stay wires are run fair, that there aren't any interferences or anything for them to catch on, like your jib cleats or any of that stuff. Okay?
All right.
Once you're up in the boat,
hi,
and everything looks clear.
Okay, so you don't even walk it back. You just stand right there and pick it up.
Make sure the mast stuff gets set good. Make sure our wires are run fair here. And then we can pull this line until it pulls the head stay taut and it's cleated. Now, the mast will stay up by itself. While I come forward and make the head stay fast, which in my case is this sort of arrangement on the turnbuckle. I think most of the Rebels that we see have a smallish tang down here that the turnbuckle connects to, but it's the same principle.
All right, so now the important thing here is that what you're actually doing is hooking up the forestay while that line is still in
While
place.
That line is here, it's cleated aft.
Okay.
So, once that's done, that's made fast. I uncleat that line, take the stopper knot out, and we're ready to rig sails and the rest of it. And this line here, which is part of my travel rig, also becomes a docking line, or a line to handle the boat as we launch it. So.
All right, now let's go back here to the mast step. Now, as you're sailing, you just leave that right on there. This line on the butt of your mast.
Most of the time, I do indeed leave it just right there. Now, for a week-long regatta at Rebel Nationals, I might actually undo that to make sure that I have plenty of room for the mast to spin. But as you can see, the whole thing is really loose enough that the mast does what we expect it to. Really, when you're sailing, it doesn't turn very much anyway. And it ends up being a perfectly acceptable situation, especially for day sailing. If I were concerned about racing or concerned that I wasn't getting enough rotation on my mast, I might take it off, but I haven't had any issues with it. It usually stays there when it's up.
All right, now to take it down, you simply reverse the process?
Precisely. We'll take this line that we've been using perhaps to handle the boat in the water, run it through the cleat there on the foredeck, forward through our shackles, now that all the sails are down, through the toggle in the turnbuckle, make a stopper knot, cleat it, undo the pin here, and then take the whole thing down. And as a matter of fact, when it comes down, you can use that rope through the cleat to kind of control it, and that mast will come down in a nice, easy, controlled manner.
All right. Real good, Scott. We've had a lot of questions. I think folks are going to be real happy with this.
Thanks, Neil. Glad to help.
Thank you.